bum 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 bum. Hi, hello, hello. I'm live. Yeah, I am. I am live. Oh. Oh, well, that is interesting. Looks like my chatbot broke again. Let's see if I can fix that. Maybe now? I'm gonna be honest, I started using this chatbot called Caster Labs. Yeah, it's called Caster Labs. Caster Labs Caffeinated. I actually discovered this chatbot from this YouTuber, Twitch streamer named Nutty. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not the greatest. It's not. I am not impressed with this at all. It constantly breaks. So whenever I'm trying to like you just stream it, just everything just disconnects on it. And I'm like, not liking this all too much. Twitch is still on the loading screen? No, it's not. You're just a baka and have slow internet. Anyways, hi, welcome in everyone. How are you all doing today? My name is Mari, and you know, the reason why I'm bringing up this chatbot is because, well, sometimes even the best streamers give bad advice, including me. That's right, even I have given bad advice in my time of VTubing. You know, because sometimes you think that the things that you say are very helpful. And maybe during that time it is because, you know, you discovered something that was helpful. And so you want to share what worked for you with everybody else. Especially if you get asked questions about like, hey, how do I like do this? How do I become a successful VTuber? How do I set up my VTuber stream stuff and whatever's, right? Well, interestingly enough, I think that everyone has their own way of how they go about their content. Of course, what might work for one person may not work for another. And I find it kind of interesting how there's always this debate about bad advice. And I feel like when I first started VTubing, I've been given some bad advice. And today I would like to kind of go over some of this bad advice with all of you. I actually asked on both Twitter and on YouTube, kind of like some, share with me some of the bad VTuber advice you've been given. So we're also going to go over some of that today as well. But before we get into that, first of all, I would just like to say thank you all so much for being so patient with today's stream. It's a little bit later. I'm so sorry for my European crowd. I saw the VOD game. The VOD game. This is a shout out to you because I know you're going to be watching the VOD later. Hi, VOD game. Thank you so much for watching the VOD. I really appreciate that a lot. I know it's hard to come into these streams when I do them later on in the evening for my European viewership. But obviously, if you're in other parts of the world, this is a more reasonable time for you to come here and listen in. So yeah, I am excited to be going over some of this stuff. So first things first, I'm going to take a sip of my gamer saps. Today I'm drinking Anime Thighs, and I popped some boba in here. Use code Mari for 10% off on your entire order. We're getting a very amazing new launch tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. And what does anime thighs taste like? Oh, it has a taste. Honestly, it kind of tastes like orange creamsicle if you want me to be serious about it. Like if I'm gonna not be a little shit poster. It tastes like orange creamsicle. But before we get a little too sidetracked and talk about this VTuber advice, there's something that I need to address with all of you. Something very serious. Let me move you all over here so I can show you this. Something happened to me last night. Let me see here. I'm gonna share it all with you because I'm a little annoyed by it. All right, grab this, put this over here. I'm moving some tabs over. You're gonna see why. You're gonna see why I am annoyed. So you know how the other day I made a little post on here about like TwitchCon and stuff, and we were having a little talksy talks. Well, a part of me got a little curious about. Let's see here. About some of my content recently because it dawned on me that I have a completely different viewership on my second channel. I've talked about this a few times, and I talked about it a little bit the other day about how I'm doing multiple different multi-streams. Like I stream on the main channel, I stream on my second channel, I stream on Twitch sometimes. And I noticed some people were talking about how I have like all these different channels and whatnot. And there's a reason for that. And that reason is because different audiences equal different seeds. This is going to be very important when I talk about like bad VTuber advice or just bad like streamer advice in general. Something that I have been experimenting with on these channels that I have are different seeded audiences. And if you didn't know, I do have a second channel. It is called 404 Mari Not Found. I can actually show you it right here. So I have this channel, right? And I have been experimenting on this channel for a couple of years now. I've uploaded a variety of different content on here. It's kind of like my my fun channel. It's where I like to do some fun, quirky, interesting content. And you see how I have my popular uploads on here, right? It's this clip when Grandpa walks in. I'm going to play this clip for you real quick. Let me pause the music. I want you to watch this clip. 新しい名刺の まあ、若菜も年頃だしな。And that's it. That's the clip. That is the entire clip, you know. Pretty straightforward, right? I too like to do funny things and stuff with anime. So why am I showing you this clip? Well, one VTuber advice that I had received a long time ago when I first started VTubing was that I should lewd post. Like I should do a ton of like lewd baiting like content and stuff, and like I should just do like lots of like sussy clips. And I totally get that. I get where like that advice comes from, because a lot of like VTuber watchers and enjoyers really like, you know, lewd type of like content sometimes, depending on the type of viewer they are. And so this was my attempt at doing that 2 years ago. And this is the only clip that I got on this YouTube channel to hit over 1 million views. And what's interesting about this clip is that the thumbnail is incredibly sus, of course, right? Like it's a very sus thumbnail. Like I the, this is from My Dress Up Darling, and it's literally what was his name? Gojo, I think is his name. He's taken like Marin's like measurements, and this is just blurred. Like she's wearing a bathing suit bottom, but it's blurred to make it look super sus. And it's been 2 years now. This has had over 1 million views. And something that I like to do for fun is look at my analytics. Well, Hopper, you gotta go out? Give me 1 second. I gotta let Hopper out. Okay, so you know, I can also play the music again too for this. Okay, so keep this in mind, you know. I like to look at my analytics to kind of see why this video popped off. Like I understand, oh, it's definitely because of the like sus thumbnail. And I came up with a pretty good title of like, oh, when grandpa walks in. I get that. I get that. However, when you go to look at the analytics of this, you will be surprised to see what kind of videos people were watching that made them want to click on this video. Let's see here. So, you found me yesterday on YouTube, and you may or may not have already watched almost half. How? Can you actually binge my content in like a day? That's kind of crazy. What? Interesting. Okay, interesting, I guess. Interesting. But hi, welcome in everyone. So I've come to realize something. Half of you who watch my content are a part of the aspiring VTuber. Like you want to learn how to do VTuber stuff. You want to become more immersed in VTuber culture. And then the other half of you like to watch content like this. And I know this because my data doesn't lie. These videos, right? So the first video that got a lot of impressions that made people click on that video was this. It's this, my dad got remarried and now I'm living with the school idol, but she can't live without. And this is just like a video where it's kind of like its own like manga that's been voiced and stuff. It's a very interesting video. There's actually a couple of videos from this channel here. This manga rabbit Homenoba. A lot of them were watched on here. Like I helped a lost child, but his sister turned out to be ... a blonde gyaru from my class. And then another one is I was asked out by the younger one of twin sisters, but the older one showed up to the date. Just like a bunch of interesting videos. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of interesting that people who are watching this watched my clip. And then, obviously, you know, we got a Fifi video here, a very, like, lewd-baited type of video here. Then we also have baby trapped for 3 days inside unbreakable futuristic car. That got a lot of people to want to click on my video. And by the way, this guy is creepy. I don't know, like this, the way this guy's eyes don't move as like actually intense, it kind of scared me when I was watching this video. And then another one is This one's self-explanatory. I think this one's self-explanatory. So, now here's the thing. I like to check my analytics and stuff, and sometimes I watch the videos that make people want to click on my content. So that way I get a better idea of like, oh, what kind of content are you all watching? I do this for my main channel too. However, I fucked up. I didn't watch these incognito, which means YouTube now thinks that I want to watch this content. So thanks to all of you, YouTube now thinks that I wanted to watch She's Pulling His Cock Out and this surprise video and like this, whatever the fuck this video is. And you might be thinking, oh, Mari, that can't be that bad. Like, what's the big deal? The big deal is this, chat. Look at what I'm being recommended now on my homepage. My homepage is ruined now. My feed is tainted. What is this? A VTuber who lost at Mahjong and took off her clothes. Why does it have 1.1 million views? Like, why is that being recommended to me now? Like, if I scroll down, there's more. Who's this Peanuts channel? Why are you all watching this? What is this content? What is this? What is it? What is this? What is this? What is this video? Yeah. So. So. What I would like to say is you can reset your watch history on YouTube. You can actually delete it. So for anyone who may have like effed up their homepage, you can go into your settings and like reset your search history. And that way it will kind of like reset your whole homepage. I'm gonna have to do that, but I couldn't believe it. Like I was just sitting here and I just remembered like, you know, I don't watch lewd content. And so I haven't checked my analytics for that video in years. All I remember is just back in the day, people would say you should just lewd post, you should lewd bait and do all this like sussy stuff. And so I did that, but I never like really checked on the analytics for it. I was just kind of like, all right, let's just see how this does. And it, you know, it did pretty well. But I don't think it's necessarily because, oh, it's like, it's horny, right? It's more or less like you think it's lewd, but it's a bait. It's a complete bait. And so I've tested this whole bait concept that's not necessarily lewd a couple of times, and it seems like the whole bait concept works pretty well, for me at least, because it goes back to like the seated audience thing, right? So back in the day when I was given that advice, no one like really explained, oh, why does like this type of content work? And then how can I like make sure that my feed's not all messed up like this? And I just wanted to share that with all of you because I just thought it was kind of funny how like I screwed up and did that. It was just funny. So thanks, chat, for ruining my home feed with your sussy content, baka. One question, can I make assets? Yes? You mean for like yourself? Or like you want to sell assets? Yes? Question mark? We didn't ruin it. We just brought out the truth. The truth that you're all sussy. You started this with your sussy video. Oh, I started it with my sussy video. Okay, so you're telling me it's my fault that I'm being recommended this. You're telling me it's my fault? I'm the one that started this? What? What, no, what are you trying to say? I have to make videos about the best pee-pee size in order to get views? Is that what you're trying to say now? Because I'll have you know, what is this? Oh God, what is that? Oh God. Just gonna... Anyways, so this is how I go about my research when I want to find videos for my own content. Because no one ever tells you how to go about finding inspo for your content. They always say, oh, just copy what everyone else does. But they don't tell you how to copy or why to copy or what to copy. All I see is big peepee, and now I'm just like, okay, what do I learn from that? Huh, Raiders? Huh? Tell me, Raiders, what am I supposed to learn from big peepee? I bet you can't answer that. Anyways, welcome, Raiders. Hello. We are going over some awful VTuber advice that we were given at the beginning of our time. And I was just kind of sharing with my whole, like, lewd, sussy, like, you have to be lewd to get viewers kind of thing. Which I would like to just say that is not entirely true because, you know, I gotta say, almost 2K views of just me sitting in silence, realistically meowing, is impressive for views. Very impressive. Like, wait, what is this video? I'm having trouble sleeping. I don't remember uploading this. Okay, that's weird. It's just interesting, like, the type of videos that get views on here. And, like, these different types of, like, bait and switch style videos, I did try to do, like, the whole loot thing. This was my one loot attempt, and sure, it might have popped off, but I think it's because of the bait and switch. Because I think it's also interesting how me doing a shitpost copy pasta got 3K views, and then me doing, like, a meme got 4.3K views, and then this whole can I bite you, all it is just me being stupid. That's all it is. You just put a sexy thumbnail, and, like, that's it. And the reason for it is because you see a hot girl and you think, oh, it's gonna be this. You think it's this hot girl? No, it's my face. It's my stupid face right here. There's no sexy women. There's no booba. You got baited. And that is why those get views. And that is why I think the whole, you have to be lewd is, like, it was kind of a bad advice. Like, sure, being lewd gets views, but you can totally bait people and not be lewd at all. At all, because it's YouTube. So, and I just thought that was really funny how, like, that is just something, an advice that I was always given that I was like, really? I don't know, but yeah, that doesn't seem it. I gotta show you the cock video. Like, I gotta show you this one. It's too funny. This one actually made me pee a little inside. Like, this one, you gotta watch this. First of all, it's moist critical, man. Like, you can't just find, this man is just so unironically funny for the simple fact that he's just your classic dude on Twitch. So it's just so funny watching him react to things that just seem so out there. Just watch this. Just watch this. Just watch this.
The only thing I desired in this world was for you to ravenously eat my love. But lately I can't stop thinking about how much I want to devour your glorious throbbing love instead.
He's pulling his cock out.
It's just that.
That's it.
It's just that. That's it. And that's it. And you know what's crazy? I've watched this anime. I like this anime. This is a great freaking anime. And it's just, that's all it is. That's all it is. And this isn't lewd. This is not, I would argue that this is not lewd content. This is shit posting. This is shit post content. So, yes, you are lewd baiting, but it is actual shit posting. Because real lewd content would, well, it would be more lewd. It would make you a little, that is not the, that was the, I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that was, I spilled something on my face. Don't, what the fuck? Anyways, I spilled jelly on my face. Don't worry don't worry where that came from. Lewd content is meant to make you, like, feel a certain thing, right? This makes you laugh because it's shit posting. You know? It's shit posting. So, with that being said, bad VTuber advice. I just find it so interesting. I find this so interesting. So I wanted to kind of go over BRB writing down the bad VTuber advice and selling a PDF of it. I actually want to make a stream about that at some point, but that's not what today's about. So for anyone who didn't know, there was something that went on Twitter where there was a scammer who had made a VTuber PDF saying how this will help you grow as like a VTuber, and you know, it was in like it cost like 23 pounds or something like that, which is like around $30 USD or some bullshit like that. I was one of the unfortunate souls who bought it. And I do plan on making like a live stream and a video about it. Just that's not what today is about. So stay tuned for when that comes out. And what I wanted to focus on today is just rumored VTuber advice. Because like I said earlier, even I have given bad advice way back in the day. And some of the advice that had worked for me back then will not work for me now. And it will not work for you. And so I wanted to just kind of talk about that. Now, before stream, I originally wanted to... Let me see. This was like the Twitter version of it. I really wanted to just kind of go down here and like address some of these here. And I was gonna like grab a bunch of them all together and like show them up on screen. But I wanted to like thank everyone here who had made a comment on here, because all of you had some amazing takes on here. Some of these different bits of advice I definitely want to go over today, because I have heard some of this stuff too, and it's kind of insane how after 4 or 5 years of VTubing, I am still seeing the same advice being thrown around. Bad advice or lukewarm advice or advice that only works in very specific use cases. And it's crazy how many people on here had commented some of the stuff that I was told like years ago. And I'm just like, I can't believe this is still being said. This is crazy. This is actually insane how many people had said stuff. So thank you everyone who had said something on this post. As well, of course, from the YouTube community as well. I appreciate everyone who had said stuff on here. And some of this advice I want to go over, I don't think is necessarily bad. I just think it really just depends on the circumstance. So, let me take some of my drink first. So, I see a couple people in chat are talking about like some of the worst advice you have received is to like just kind of do it just to make content. And that's interesting because I have seen some people on both like posts here talk about this as well. And even I have given advice about telling people to make content. And here's the thing, I do consider that to be kind of like quote unquote bad advice, right? But why is it bad? What about it is so bad? And mind you, I've been making content for a decade now. I think I've been on Twitch since oh god, how long has it been? Too long. I've been doing this for a while, so I've learned over the years the reason why a lot of big creators and consultants and like gurus, like pretty much everyone always says to just do it, just start. It's not because they are saying, oh, you just gotta start throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. That's actually a misconception of this advice. And so I've made this mistake plenty of times where I just think I should just post like a bunch of stuff and just see what sticks. Don't get me wrong, I do post a bunch of stuff to see how it performs, but there's a caveat with that. I'm not doing it to find out what's going to make me go viral and then I just keep posting content like that. That's not necessarily what I'm looking for. What I do now is when I post content, I am looking for a specific group of audience and I want to see what this specific group of audience would like. But before I got to that specific group of audience, I had to do research. I didn't just post content and see what stuck. I did very meticulous research for a very specific group of audience. You might know this term as niche. Oh my gosh, we're gonna talk about niche. That's right, niche. This is another word that I hear thrown around in this like advice. It's like you need to throw shit at the wall, see what sticks, and find a niche. That's always what I've been told. But did you know niche isn't really a thing? All niche really is describing a group of people you want to either entertain, inform, inspire, or motivate. You watching this right now, you are part of a niche. You are part of a niche I have meticulously researched and have been testing. I'm throwing shit at the wall to see what you respond to. I know this video will get a lot of views because I know you. My analytics tell me everything I need to know about you. So when you're throwing shit at the wall, when you're like just doing it, what people really mean about that is, one, just start making content. If you are completely new and have never made content before, it's to make you be comfortable with being on the camera. It's to get you used to the motions of content creation, which is like filming, which is talking on the camera, having confidence, and just getting used to like making content to see if it's something that you can actually commit to. That's why people say to make content. Now, in terms of like throwing shit at the wall, this is only bad advice if you have zero idea what type of audience you want to attract, which is why like when people are saying, but I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm posting consistently. I'm uploading stuff, but it's like, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. Also, thank you so much, Franken Subby, for the sub. Thank you. Thank you. As well as Shinan, thank you so much for subscribing with Prime. Thank you. So, I just wanted to go over this advice because here's the thing. It's not that I think it's terrible advice. I do think you should start making content. I still hold true to that. But this is for people who are complete beginners and who are scared and like, they're just waiting. Like, sure, you can do all the research that you want in the world. And you can like plan and come up with all these ideas, but it doesn't matter if you don't actually just take action. So that's why people always say to just make content. It's to get you comfortable with the idea of being on camera and to start uploading stuff. Now, when it comes to like niching down, this is where you want to do your research. Like all that research that you've put together, all that research that you've done, that is where you start making your content. You want to start testing it. So, for example, my second channel. The type of audience that I am trying to entertain are what I believe to be the same type of people who watch content creators like Jay Schlatt, who watch Asmongold, who watch Moist Critical, but they're also weebs. So I thought to myself, what kind of content could I make that would attract that type of crowd? And so I began to do some testing. And after 2 years of like being very inconsistent to it, I kind of nailed it down. I nailed it down exactly what they would watch. And it's working! It's working! Oh no, there you go. And so this is just something that I've kind of learned over the years was like, man, you know, at first when I started posting content on that second channel, I just kind of threw shit at the wall to see what would stick. Bad. This year, though, I spent several months researching this niche. That's why I didn't upload on that channel for such a long time, because I realized it's not working. Like, just throwing shit at the wall is not working. Like, I'm doing the haha funny anime girl thing, I'm doing the lewd thing, it's not working. Until I realized I need to sit down and think about the group of audience that I want to attract. So I did a lot of research on what kind of content they would like. And I got it. Now I'm testing. Now I'm making content and testing that channel. And the results are very interesting, actually. I'm learning a lot. I'm actually learning a lot about a lot of stuff. And so I find it very interesting how, to this day, a lot of VTubers get really upset when they're just like, well, I'm just trying to make content and like nothing that I post is working. Nothing that I'm doing is getting views. And so I want to ask those types of creators, I want to ask you, if you're this type of person, who are you trying to like make content for? Like, what is your niche? And when I say niche, what is the group of audience that you want to attract? And don't say that you're trying to attract Iron Mouse's audience. That's too vague. That is way too vague. Because if you're trying to attract Iron Mouse's audience, well, now you've got to look at all of her content, which she does a lot of, by the way, and then cherry pick what specifically of her content that audience likes that you were trying to attract. I came up with several different content creators, and I didn't fully list all the content creators that I'm targeting. I came up with several. And did you notice that the ones that I did list, they all had something in common? Besides being male, of course. You know, I know all the guys I listed, they're all male. But I said Jay Schlatt, Asmongold, Moist Critical. Why? That's so weird, right? Because a lot of their content kind of resembles someone who typically wouldn't want to engage in anime content, but a lot of them do. A lot of them do. It's actually kind of surprising when I see those three get into contact with anime, because even Ludwig, I'm actually really surprised that Ludwig's an anime fan. And so when I realized that these guys like anime, I was like, oh, if they like anime, that means their fan base does too, which means there's probably like 1% of their fan base who are degenerate weebs. Let's target them. So, if you're trying to go after Iron Mouse's audience, okay, so far you're already at a disadvantage because her audience already likes anime. Her audience is already into VTubers. So your niche, the group of audience that you're trying to attract, you already know that they like VTubers. Okay, what else? What else do they like? You have no idea. Because, well, another bad advice that I've been given was to just copy what other big VTubers are doing. But the problem with that advice is that if you copy what other like big VTubers are doing, you're not really standing out. That makes someone else want to watch you over them. So like, and that was just a really hard thing that like I struggled with for so long, because the thing is, a lot of people will copy other people and still get big, right? And it's kind of interesting. It's actually interesting to see how you could just rip off somebody's model entirely down to like the silhouette and color palette and everything and grow an audience. And then it makes people confused where they're like, well, if we're not supposed to copy big VTubers, how come other VTubers can just do that and make a bunch of money and like build a whole fan base off of it? And it's because they're not building an audience that likes those big VTubers. They're actually building an audience of people who really like drama. And so, have you ever heard of the concept of people who like to watch a sinking ship? It's that type of audience. It's that, yeah, I know. It's that type of audience. It's the audience of people who are like, it's on the same vein as hate watching, where you're just waiting for this person's downfall. That's the audience that they are attracting. And so I find it very interesting how there are people who continue to give this advice to copy like what big creators do, which is interesting because the advice that I've always given on this is I kind of stole this from Ludwig, so I guess I stole this from a big creator myself, but it's the yoink and twist method. Except I like to call it the 3% rule. Yes, I'm taking a totally unoriginal idea and putting a new name to it, which is funny because Ludwig doesn't actually own this concept either, and he stole it from another creator. I call it the 3% rule. You take something that a bigger creator did. In fact, it's better to take it from multiple different creators, and you change it by 3%. And some people took that as I'm going to steal a VTuber's design, slightly change a couple of accents in the color palette, and then I can totally get away with it. And it's like, that's not how that works. But it does work, right? But not in the way that you think it does. And so now you got like this audience of people who just hate watch you. But as long, and this is the crazy thing about that advice is that I've realized is, if you have no morals and you don't care about your reputation and you don't care about making friends and like you're okay with possibly getting harassed for the rest of your internet career, then you can just rip off people's content and make a shit ton of money. And like, to them, it's all publicity is good publicity. It's actually kind of interesting because I've been seeing VTubers do this more and more, like new uprising VTubers. I'm seeing it happening so much more. And I remember there was like such a big taboo about like copying, to the point where it's like, even if you shared like a similar name to someone or Oshi Marks, you'd be canceled. But now it seems like a lot of people are just saying, oh yeah. So the big advice to like get big and stuff is to just copy, to the point where you get into like a bunch of controversy, and then you get into like a bunch of drama, and then you just build a big fan base of drama frogs, and then you just be quiet and don't say anything at all until it all disappears and goes under the rug, and then you just make a lot of money and get a lot of views. This is something that people actually tell aspiring VTubers, and it's a little concerning because the sad part is that works. It actually does work, but there's long-term damage that comes from doing content like that for years and years on end. But as long as you don't have any morals and all you care about is money, I mean, you can become rich this way. And I think it's kind of interesting because it takes a certain kind of personality to do that kind of content. And so I'm noticing a lot of VTubers have been dabbling in drama content and making drama commentary videos. I've dabbled in it here and there on this channel, and I have become very aware very quickly that I am not equipped for that. I don't have the kind of personality to do that kind of content. I guess my morals are a little too high to make content like that. I tried it. I definitely tried it. I don't have the personality for I like don't want to hurt people's feelings. I actually don't. And the thing is, when it comes to content like that, it hurts people so much. Even if you're trying to be nice and positive about it, it hurts people so much. And when you make content like that, again, like I said, you can make a shit ton of money. If you have no morals, if you have no, I guess, like respect for other people, and if you just want to make a lot of money, it works. And like that might come off to some people as like, oh, I'm bashing on like these people who make this content. No, I'm giving the facts. Like, think about that. What kind of personality would it take to make that kind of content? So, you need to have a certain type of resilience, a certain type of personality, and you need to have a certain level of intelligence to be able to pull that kind of content off. So a lot of VTubers who are trying to get into this like drama and stuff, they realize that they can't handle that. They can't handle the pressure or the backlash, and then they crumble. They crumble and then spiral. And like, not only that, but then when they start to try to make content that they actually like, nobody watches it. Nobody gives a shit because you harnessed an audience of people who like drama. And that was something why that doesn't make any sense, Mari. That's not a way my brain. That's why I realized it that is just such bad advice. Telling people that you need to get into some controversy to grow. Look, I get it. Publicity is like a thing, and if you got people talking about you, then like, all right, like I get it. I get that. I get that. I'm not going to tell you to not get into controversy. I'm just going to warn you, as someone who has experienced it herself and have watched her friends experience it, and I continue to see this happening over and over and over again in the VTubing scene. If you're going to get into controversy, you need to be okay with being harassed for the next several years of your internet career. You need to be okay with the fact that people will continue to bring this up no matter what. And you need to be okay with the idea that people are going to keep you at an arm's length and only kind of view you as someone who is only useful when it benefits them. And you have to like be okay with the fact that you're gonna be very lonely. This type of content has long-term effects. Even the videos that I've like dabbled with this kind of content, like 4 years ago, I still deal with the damage of that. Because here's the thing, a lot of creators take things personally. And at the end of the day, it's just business. That's something that I think a lot of like, not just VTubers, but creators don't realize early on in their careers, is that a lot of this is just business for people. Most of the time, people say things they don't actually mean or care about, but they do it for the sake of content. And like, I realize I'm just not the kind of person who can do that. Like, sure, sometimes I will say some things for like content, but when it comes to like other people's reputations and their actions, I'm like, I don't know. I just don't have the resilience to make that kind of content. Call me soft and sensitive if you want, but I am a sensitive being. And so that's why I don't make that kind of content anymore. So anyone who's trying to make that kind of content, look, it takes a certain type of personality. And if you got that personality, you're going to make a lot of money. If you don't, well, we'll see how your trauma affects you in like 5 years, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Or you can get into like silly controversies like pineapple on pizza, but that's different. That's different. From what I've read from all my comments and just stuff that I've been given in the past, I have been told by people like, yeah, you grow by getting controversy and stuff. And I'm like, okay, man, but it just kind of sucks. It's very lonely. It's such a lonely way to make content. Let me look here. There was some other interesting stuff that I had seen on here. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Streaming so many long hours. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh my gosh. This one kills me. You know what's crazy? People still believe this is a thing. People still, honestly, I think Nyana put it best. To stream long hours on Twitch when you're small to grow, you're basically going to be streaming to 0 or 5 viewers forever and nothing is going to change. I actually think that hits a little too close to home because there is so much debate between, oh, well, what about that one streamer who streamed to like 0 viewers every single day for like a year, and now look at him, he blew up and he's like one of the biggest creators of all times. But what they don't tell you about that is the fact that he was posting shorts and posting content on other platforms to get more people into his stream. Until one day, his clip blew up. Not his stream, his clip. When you are streaming long hours every day and you don't post anywhere else except on stream, like just streaming, well, duh, of course no one's gonna find you. They don't know you exist, baka. I mean, come on, like, there's the recommendation stuff on Twitch is getting a little bit, I don't know, better, I guess, but, and YouTube, I mean, if you don't title and thumbnail things correctly, you're not gonna get views. And not only that, not everyone has time to watch a live stream. Some people can only watch just a 30-second clip. You know? When I'm waiting in line somewhere, unfortunately, I doom scroll on Twitter. I'm actually getting better at not doing that as much anymore. Instead, I'm trying to like go on Discord, or I'll go on like YouTube Shorts and try to watch stuff now instead of looking at tweets, because man, some of the things you guys post really just, I don't know, it just makes me sad and kind of ruins my day. So I just don't go on that. And yeah, like I'll see some interesting content and that inspires me. And I'm like, wow. And that's how I discover new creators and everything too. So yes, streaming long hours is something that I was always told too. And if you notice, if you check my track record, I don't stream really long hours. I kind of like, I'll do a 1 hour stream, I'll do a 2 hour stream. And here's the thing, when I do collabs with other VTubers, like, look, when I do collabs with other VTubers, some of them like get really upset that I don't stream for long hours. And like, I get called really rude things for it. And I'm just like, I don't need to stream for long periods of time to make good content. Like, I'm not saying that. I do not want that to be misconstrued as me saying, oh, if you stream long hours, you're not making good content. That's not true. If you have the stamina to stream really long periods of time and you can entertain an audience, kudos for you. That's freaking awesome. I unfortunately can't. Here's why. So a lot of people think that the reason why I can't stream for a long period of time is because I don't have the energy level. That's not true. I think a lot of you who've watched my content for a long time, you know what my energy can be like if I have certain stuff. It's not about the energy level. The reason why I can't stream for long periods of time is because I'm in a tiny little room where I stream. I have 2 computers in here. I have a bunch of lights on. I have to draw eyebrows on my face to use V-Bridger because I don't have eyebrows. And so it gets hot in here. It gets really, really hot in here. And as time goes on, I can't breathe. You'll notice I sniffle a lot. You'll notice my voice gets kind of nasally. And I can't stream for long periods of time because it literally gets so hot in here that I start dropping frames. You saw it happen last night. Or last day. I don't remember time. You saw it happening the other day. I was... some weird stuff was happening to me. I don't know. My vision kind of started blurring. I started blacking out. And I don't know what happened. But no, like... It gets too hot in here. I can't stream for long periods of time. If I had better circulation in here, which costs a lot of money and I just don't have that right now, then I could stream for longer. But right now I can't do that. So when it comes to like collabs, I cut my collabs off from around 2 to 3 hours. And I just think that you don't need to stream for long periods of time to make great content. If you can make a banger piece of content in under 60 seconds, good, amazing, awesome. But not everyone can. Some people, if you're like me, it takes a little longer for me to make a banger. So yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's just some really bad advice is like streaming for long hours. You don't need to. You don't need to. And honestly, if you're just starting off, you shouldn't. You honestly shouldn't stream at all. I know, that's a hot take. That is a freaking hot take, I know. Oh my god, that's such a hot take. Oh, that's so bad. You shouldn't stream at all if you're completely new, baka. And that's crazy, right? Because a lot of VTubers really hone in on this like debut, and it's like debuts are just make it or break it, right? And if you don't have a successful debut, you're gonna fall flat, which is crazy because people who have had successful debuts still kind of fall flat. But you know, we'll get into that in a moment. For some advice, you shouldn't be streaming at all. You should just make content on other platforms, or if you are going to stream, you should only use streaming to like record your stuff and then chop it up into other bits of content to go post. Like streaming should be your record session. Especially if you're just starting off. And so that is just, I just can't believe like that is still advice that's roaming around. You know? Taste of my drink. You don't even need to debut to possibly take off. I'll get into the debut thing in a moment because there's something else I want to address. To be fair, the streaming game is very different from the pre-recorded game because it's more on the idea than the personality. That is such a fascinating comment, Parole. You're right. You're 100% correct on that. Yes. In my time of making content, I have realized, depending on what route you want to go with content creation, there is a difference between the topic and idea pre-recorded and then personality because it's live. But here's the thing though. How are people going to discover your personality if you don't post stuff on other platforms where there's discoverability? And posting your going live tweet or in a self-promoting Discord is not how you do it. You still don't understand anything about debut? I mean, I just feel like a common YouTuber. What's the point? It's too much work and I find it too much artificial. I don't know. All right. We will get into the debut thing in a moment. Because I want to talk about something else that's very adjacent, right? Right here. Numbers don't matter. This one. Oh my god. Tio, you hurt me. Tio, you hurt me. You hurt me in my advice. You don't like my advice. The numbers don't matter. about this? This is another piece of advice that I have personally spewed for years, and I continue to spew this. I get why it's considered bad advice, though. I get why. So let me clarify this from my point of view. Actually, before I clarify this, let's talk about why it's bad advice. If you are trying to make this into a career, if this is your business, if you are trying to make money with VTubing or streaming in general, content creation, you do need to focus on numbers. 100%, yes. But if you obsess over numbers and only view somebody else with their numbers, you are going to fail. Think of it like this. Imagine watching a VTuber and you think she's really funny, she's really cute, she's really quirky, and like all this cool stuff. And then you join her Discord and like, you know, everything's really cool, you're vibing out with everybody, but then you start realizing at some point the VTuber that you're watching doesn't really view you as like a person, because they're always tweeting on Twitter how their numbers on stream weren't doing good. They had a bad stream because nobody was watching them, but you were watching them. You were there. You and like 8 other people were there. Sure, it wasn't 100 or 1,000 people, but there was 10 of you. How would that make you feel? Honestly, how would that make you feel? To see your Oshi being like, oh, I'm a failure as a creator. I'm not growing. Why isn't anyone watching me? But you were watching. You were there. How does that make you feel? How does it make you feel when another creator offers and says things like, I want to collab with people, and then you offer to collab with them, but then they look at you and say, oh, you only have 20 viewers in your stream. You only have 2,000 followers. Yeah, we can collab, sure. And then they never answer you. When you only view people through their numbers, you are destined to fail. You might become a very successful creator in the sense of like, you might finally accomplish whatever artificial number you want to accomplish, but it's going to come with the cost of your mental health. You're going to have trust issues. You're going to be very lonely because people catch on when you're just number hungry. If you are focusing on numbers, there's a more healthier way to go about that. So yes, numbers do matter if you're here for business. Business in the sense of, okay, I want to get my YouTube plaque. I need to have 100,000 subscribers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is when I make my content, I'm going to remind people to subscribe to my channel. So that way people will want to like remember to subscribe. Okay, my goal now is to get 100 viewers. Okay, it's now my job to try to make content that will make people want to come watch me live. So now I need to start posting clips that I think this niche group of audience will want to kind of watch. Maybe they'll come watch me, maybe not. We'll see. Let's do some testing. I see this is working. I see this is not working. Or I want to have like 20,000 followers on Twitter. I'm going to start making content that I think will make people want to start following me. It's going to be a specific group of content. Maybe it's going to be me posting memes. Now, after I post my memes, I'm going to comment under my tweet saying, by the way, if you want to see more memes from me, make sure you follow me. That is how you focus on numbers in a business sense if you want to grow. What about if you're here to do this for fun and as a hobby? Then why do you care about numbers? You know? Why do numbers matter? But Mari, I I want to do this for fun and no one's watching me. Okay, so do you want to build an audience? Because that doesn't sound like a hobby. I've noticed that a lot of people who want to do this as a hobby, what they usually mean is they want friends. They're streaming and making content to make friends. I want to have a group of people that I can just get into Discord with and vibe and talk to and just hang out. Okay. Do you need to worry about how many people are watching you in order to achieve that? No. I think that a lot of creators put so much of their worth based off of how many people are watching them. And here's the thing. There's going to be a lot of people who will ego you when you are a creator. But just remember, like, you're not making content to impress other content creators. You're making content for a group of people who work a 9 to 5 or a graveyard shift, or who are going in college, or who are going through a bad breakup, or whose parents are getting divorced, or whose dog just died, or who's having like a really bad tummy ache, or who has insomnia and can't like go to sleep. You are making content for people. Don't make people feel like a number. So when I say numbers don't matter, what I am specifically talking about is this unhealthy obsession with feeling like your entire worth is based off of a number. If you are a business and you're doing this to make money, companies will look at your following for social proof. They're going to want that like number, right? The reason for that is because when you are a business and you are a brand, they want to know, do you have people that you can sell a product to? It doesn't matter if it's 10,000 or 100,000, because you would be surprised how many businesses are okay. Me, for example, when I was growing, are okay with a smaller following, because sometimes niche followings are the best followings, because when you have a niche group of people who really support you, you can sell product to them a lot easier than a mass amount of audience where it's more broad. Don't focus so much on your worth, because there are companies who will pay you for your size. You just need to understand what your worth is and what you make use of that. And just don't make people feel like a number. Like, these are real people. All of you watching right now, you're all real people, you know? Oh, I'm so sorry, Kiwi, with your insomnia, by the way. I'm just giving examples because I feel like a lot of creators get this confused because, well, they say numbers don't matter, but numbers do matter. Numbers only matter based off of what your goal is. And if you're doing this as like a hobby or a business, and like, I think what it really comes down to is your goals. What are your goals? Those are the quote unquote numbers you should be focusing on. And again, don't make a person feel like a number, and don't pretend like you care about them. Like, remember, the whole reason why I made my main channel and I made all the content that I made on here was because I got sick and tired of VTubers coming up to me asking me how to do the VTuber thing. So I made videos about it, so I could just send them a video link. And then I realized, oh shoot, this actually helps people. This is kind of nice. And then I made more videos to do that. And then I realized I actually really like helping other VTubers. But at the same time, I realized that I also just like talking to people. And yes, Swiftstar, you are real. You're real to... You're real to me. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. I genuinely enjoy talking to people, and that's why I like to make content. If I was in it for the money, I would be making way different content, that's for sure. I just like talking to people. And like, the whole numbers thing became very apparent to me when I went to these different mixer parties during TwitchCon, because I think it kind of shocked people that I don't view them as like a number. Like, I met big creators during these parties. Did I act different towards them? No. I acted to them the same way that I acted when I went to that Minecraft party last year and told everybody I ate mold 3 times. I will act the same way no matter what, because I do not view people by a number. I do not like being viewed by a number. It hurts my feelings. It genuinely hurts my feelings when I realize, like, there's a couple of YouTubers that I had talked to at some mixers during TwitchCon who made me feel like a number to them. Like, actually a number to them. I had VTubers come up to me saying how much, like, they admire me and how they would watch all my content and become VTubers. And, like, they have never talked to me, never reached out to me. I have never even seen them in the sense of, like, I know who they are, but I would have had zero idea that they were a fan of my content. And it was just weird because, like, I've, like, reached out to these creators a couple of times and I've just been ghosted. And I'm like, wow, okay, this kind of feels weird. Like, okay, whatever. And I shrugged it off. I'm like, it's whatever. And unfortunately, if I was, like, less secure about my mental health, I probably would have taken that as, like, an insult. I don't. I understand that, like, you can be a fan of me and not view me as an equal to you. Like, you could be a fan of me and view me as less than, because I haven't made it to, like, big. I don't have 100 CCV. I don't make, like, thousands of dollars. I don't take offense to that. But back in the day, I did. I used to get very hurt by, like, how many VTubers would say how they're a fan of me, but then no one would talk to me. No one would, like, want to hang out with me. And the only time that they did want to hang out with me was just to get free advice. I don't get offended by that anymore. But as, like, a new creator, when you say, like, numbers don't matter, this can, like, really fuck with you. Like, this can really fuck with you mentally. If you can't separate the fact that you're gonna be around creators who will just be acquaintances, no matter how much you might admire this person, you don't need to be their friend in order to, like, work with them. You don't need to reach a certain milestone to be noticed by them. At the end of the day, people who like your content will support you in how they choose to support you. These VTubers who say that they are a fan of my content, they are supporting me by watching my videos, and I'm very thankful for that. I will never take offense to, oh, they don't follow me back on Twitter, or, oh, they don't comment on my stuff. The fact that you're watching my content, you're already showing your support to me, and I'm very appreciative of that. I have matured, and I have learned this. I have learned to not take things so personally. So when it comes to this whole numbers don't matter, I want to rephrase this as to not take this numbers thing so personally. You can care about numbers 100%. Define your goals, focus on your numbers, get that bread, grind, make those friends, but don't take it personally. If you only have 10 viewers, do not take that personally. That doesn't mean you are a bad creator. You have 10 people watching you. That's amazing. I couldn't get 10 people to talk to me in school. So, like, don't be so hard on yourself with that kind of stuff. I think that's the real piece of advice for that is, it's not that numbers don't matter. It's don't take your numbers so personally. You hopped on a tick stream? What the hell is a tick stream? A tick stream? What do you mean, like this? What do you mean? Tick? You hopped on a tick stream, spoke to this girl and asked for her email for communication. She gave it to me. What do I do? I don't know. Email her? Question mark? Baka? What are you, sussy baka? Tick boom. Mari, that's click. Click. I like it. Click. Ah! Okay. That's enough. Enough of that. Alright. Let me take a sip of my drink. Let's go over the next one. All right. Did I miss the debut part? No, you did not, because that's the next part we're going to talk about. The fucking debut shit. Oh god, this is my favorite one to talk about. I've been looking forward to this one this entire time. Time to pop a Lozzie. They're called Ricola. Ricola. Oh, we got, whoa. We'll talk about that one later. Whoa. My God, Lawson. We'll talk about that one later, too. Right here. That you need to have a debut in order to be a true VTuber. Well, let me tell you. Iron Mouse is the biggest VTuber of all times. Did she have a debut when she first started with the face rig model way back then? Actually, did she? Did she? Where are my Iron Mouse viewers in chat? Can I get a lore confirmation? Did she have an official debut with her face rig model? The biggest VTuber right now who has the most subscribed count on Twitch. Did she have a debut? No. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. How do I know that? Because I watched her. I've been watching Iron Mouse for a long time. I started VTubing shortly after Iron Mouse. Do you want to, just so you all know, it's almost October, everybody. Which means it's almost my, what? Am I on 4 or 5 years VTubing right now? I can't remember. It's my anniversary on October 1st. I just don't remember how long I've been VTubing. Bad memory. But do you want to know how I started my journey as a VTuber? I made a Vroid model in 10 minutes. I slapped together some presets that I got for free on Booth. I had blue hair. I know, cringe, but I had blue hair. And then I went on Twitch and I typed in my little title, VTuber debut, playing Outlast. And then I played Outlast for 8 hours. You meant 5 years ago. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I guess it has been 4 years now. Thank you, Kiwi. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. It's almost been 4 years, everybody. Yay. Thank you so much for supporting me. But still, we didn't have debuts. Yes, you can have a debut as a VTuber if you want to, but it's not necessary. I think I've only had like an official debut maybe 2 or 3 times. Yeah. I've only had 3 debuts. And that was like years after I had already been doing the VTuber thing. And the reason why I did that was because I wanted to. I wanted to celebrate with all of you on like an accomplishment of like still being here, getting my hair done when I used to have my hair a different color and stuff. And like, yeah, it was just a fun little thing that I wanted to do. I didn't debut with this model. I didn't debut with this hair color. Although maybe I should have. But I didn't. I just streamed. I just started streaming, and all of you have been commenting about my hair and how much you hate it. And I don't give a shit. So, put that back up. I don't understand where this whole, like, you need to have a debut to be considered to be a true VTuber. I do not know where this is coming from or why people believe this. But, like, a debut is just a marketing ploy to get people to become more aware of who you are, because people get really hyped by an event. But here's the caveat to that. The people who come visit you for your events are just event junkies, and they go around to debut, event, because it's like a high. I get high when I go for a run. It's called runner's high. When you run and it feels really good and you get high. Dopamine. It's the same thing that you get when you watch a VTuber debut. You're there. You're like, I was there. That's right. This is so cool. I so support you. I've always been a fan of you this whole time. And then you fuck off. Until the next big event comes, and then you're back and you're like, I was there for you. Oh my god, I was there. Oh, look at me. I'm such a good person. I've always supported you. Nothing wrong with that. It's okay to be an event junkie. I'm not gonna judge you if you're an event junkie. Druggie. Oh my god. Talking with a lozenge has been a mistake. Junkie! I'm not gonna judge you for that. I just want to make it clear that events are a marketing ploy. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you have the time, if you have the funds, if you have the energy to put a debut together, it's a great marketing ploy. It's a great way to get people to, like, become aware of who you are. And maybe you can get them to fall in love with you or admire you. Or you can get them to be very attracted to your voice. It's your chance to shine. And the beauty about debuts is that it's not just a one-time deal. If you have the charisma and, like, the funds, like the resources to do it, have your events, make your marketing ploys. It's the same thing as, like, the flesh tubers, the IRLs, the skinwalkers, so to say. It's the same thing that they do with their events. Like, for example, when Ludwig hosted the Streamer Awards, the Streamer Games tournament. They can't use the word Olympic because that's, like, copyrighted, but, you know, the streamer thing that he did, that's a huge event. I haven't watched Ludwig's content in a hot minute, but I watched that because I was an event junkie. I was there. I was like, yeah, I'm watching this. I was there. I haven't watched his stuff since. Nothing wrong with that. But, like, I know who Ludwig is. I knew about this event. Anyone who didn't know about Ludwig probably does now because of all the streamers who went to attend that event. Streamer Games, yeah, that's what it was called. Thank you. Yes. Welcome to the debut stream, part 287. I'm gonna sit here and eat this lozenger. Thank you for tuning into the debut stream. No, but seriously, it's just a marketing ploy, you guys. It's not gonna make or break you as a VTuber. You can explode in success and never debut. I'm not even joking. You can. You just gotta make content that people really like, whether it resonates with them, entertains them, makes them laugh. That's why I just think it's just not good advice to say, oh, you have to debut. And you have to have a successful debut. And if your debut's not successful, and then if you don't entertain people on your debut, then you're a bad VTuber and you're gonna become irrelevant and you should just give up. You should just give up. Just give up. Just give up because you're bad and you're terrible. I feel like I'm slowly going insane. No, but seriously, I just why do we focus on things that don't really matter in the end? I do this too. I'm actually really bad at it. You know what helps me though? This. Oh, my little fidget thing. I really love this fidget thing so much. I'm going to marry it. It is mine now. I am going to own it forever. No, but seriously, like, I'm very guilty of this too. Sometimes, like, I sit here and I just start feeling really bad because I'm like, you know, I make all this content and it just feels like I'm not really making any difference in the community. I feel like I'm not known for anything. Like, people just don't give a shit. Like, bad little evil brainworms that come in and they whisper sweet nothings into your ears late at night as they careless whisper how you're worthless and you're nothing and you're just always gonna be nothing and no one likes you because no one liked your last tweet of you posting the food of your uncooked potato or some shit like that. The reality is that whenever I'm feeling really bad and I start to feel like that, I journal. I actually have on here, I'll show you without doxing any information. Let me just double check here. Let's do this. Okay, I can show you this. I have a journal entry I write in every day. When something really like upsets me and like it could be something stupid, I will write in here. Like I write really petty things in this, like really just petty shit that I would normally tweet. I don't tweet that stuff anymore. I put it in here. I put it in here where it goes into the void. It will never be seen by anyone. And this is my logic behind that. I don't believe in this whole concept of you are not allowed to have emotions. You are not allowed to like feel these bad things. In fact, you should feel ashamed if you feel this way. No. If you're feeling jealous, feel that jealousy. Feel that rage. Feel that anger and spite in the petty fucking bullshit that is just taking up your mental space. Those brainworms, put them somewhere. Put it either in a drawing, put it, if you're a writer, write it down or type it. Because you're giving a space for those emotions to exist. You're letting them out. They're being acknowledged. And that is where it'll stay. It's going to stay here in just this void. This is where it will stay. Because I don't believe in the whole, oh, just get over it. No, acknowledge it. Feel those feelings. Put it in a space and leave them there. You don't need to take them with you. You leave them there. That's where they belong. They don't belong on Twitter. They don't belong in your friends' DMs. They don't belong complaining to your significant other. They belong here. So you know that they exist. You felt these things. And now you can either go back and reflect on them if you want, or you can just leave them there. So I don't know what made me spiral into that. I just wanted to like say like this is just what I personally do whenever I'm feeling really bad. And a lot of it kind of goes down to like the whole number comparison thing. That's why I don't really get offended by numbers. Or I don't get offended if I'm not doing that well, or if I feel like my stuff's just not doing that good. I write down all that petty bullshit and it stays there. And then I don't take that baggage with me. I don't bring that on to other people, and I don't think about it anymore. There's some, I didn't even realize I've been journaling for that long. How long has it been? Since July? Yeah. Dude, I've felt so much better just doing it like this. Like, and yeah, I felt so much better doing that. Masi was an early adopter though, so the comparison was flawed, but most big indies started without a debut either. Or nobody remembers their first debut, which says a lot about the value they provide. I think that's actually kind of fascinating of a point. I do think that, like, if you can throw together a really impressive debut, sure, people can remember you by that. However, that is just one aspect of how people can remember the type of content that you make. But it doesn't make or break you as a creator, right? Because again, I've seen some really big debuts. Some debuts that people still talk about, but then the rest of the content is so... I don't want to say it's bad because I don't think that's the right word. I think it seems like it's directionless. There's no real direction on what the content is about. And so people don't know if they should stay, and then usually people kind of struggle after that because there's no clear goal of what the content's about. For example, when people come into this stream on the main channel, because I have 2 channels, on the main channel, they know I'm going to talk about VTuber struggles. I'm going to talk about my struggles. I'm going to talk about advice that I learned. I'm going to talk about my virtual life. That's a very clear goal of what that channel is. And regardless if I did a debut or not, the fact that my content is very clear can make people choose whether they want to watch it or not. Does it mean it will grow? I don't know. It depends how many people are interested in this kind of content, but from what I can tell, it seems like there are a lot of people who are interested in it. That's why it works. You know? Debuts can be pretty formal and they can be rehearsed. That is true. Again, it's just a marketing ploy, you guys. Like, it's really nothing more than a marketing ploy. It's just one aspect of content that you can make to be entertaining or educational or motivational. It's just marketing. But you can leave a really great impression by doing it. You know how else you can leave a great impression without doing a debut? The first sentence that comes out of your mouth when you make a short or a video, or even start a live stream. Did you know that when you first come up to somebody and say hello, whatever you say after the whole hello can either make or break that person's impression of you, and that can decide if they want to entertain the conversation or not? Debuts are just an first impression for some of them. But again, it's not going to make or break your career. Also, thank you so much for the raid, Sal. Welcome in. Hello, I'm Swiftstar. You killed my father. Prepare to die. That's so funny. Yeah, and even if you write it down, you can always look back on and see how much you've progressed. Yeah, exactly. And you can be like, wow, was this thing that I was so upset about, does that really matter? Like, you know, or if it is something that you should continue to be mad about, now you have like a track record. You know, journaling down is how I is how I actually realized that I was being taken advantage of by somebody. Because I would write down like my interactions, like how it made me feel talking to this person and how I always just kind of felt drained. And like, I just felt sad. And looking through my journals, I realized, oh my gosh, every time I talk to this specific person, I always feel bad after our conversations. And that made me realize, like, wow, this person's not good for me to be talking to. They constantly bring my mood down. You know what I mean? Your old stream are barely watchable because the audio quality is so low. Yeah, you would be surprised by how much your audio matters so much. Like, it matters so much. Yes, it really does. Unfortunately, it does. From what I've seen, statistically, people care more about audio than visual. I know that sounds like a hot take. I'm not saying this is what I personally believe. This is just statistically from when I was looking it up, because I did like a whole like thing about what's more important, like what is stuff that I should upgrade first. Should it be my visuals or my audio? And even myself, right? Even myself, if you sound like shit, I am not going to watch your content. Like, I don't like crunchy audio. It hurts my ears. I don't like it when the music's too loud. It hurts my ears. And I realized, like, yeah, people would rather take less than subpar video quality as long as the audio's good. Hi, Shinon! Welcome! Ah, yes, the audio experts in chat, everybody. It's so interesting. It is so interesting how much your audio isn't so important. And like, yeah, everyone always talks about how you have to have a really professionally looking stream. And I'm like, yeah, but I think audio is more important. Like, if you're super broke and you could only buy one thing to help your streaming career, audio. Audio. You can actually buy these cool little microphones for your phone. Like, if you can't even have like a computer setup and you can only do things from like your phone. You know they shot a movie on an iPhone? What movie was that again? They shot a whole ass movie on an iPhone. And you can buy like these little microphones for your phone and have really great audio quality and just make content on your phone. Like, you can totally do that. Download VTube Studio on your phone, put your model on there, get a nice little microphone, and start making some shorts, baby. You can totally do that. Oh, God. Oh, God. Debut tend to not be an accurate portrayal of the content creator unless it's a re-debut. I do watch those, so I don't usually watch the first one for my sake in theirs. That's actually very interesting, because, you know, if you... Soldier boy up in the... Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You... No, but seriously, Fuck, I forgot what I wanted to say. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, so debuts, like the first debut is really good for like, I noticed a lot of corpos, especially if they have a lot of time to like plan their lore and their kayfabe and blah 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 blah, blah, you know, that stuff. Like, it's really good for that. Because you typically have an idea of what you want to portray yourself as, and that's supposed to be like the introduction chapter. Sometimes the debuts for them, you know, can take a complete 180 as their content progresses and they get more comfortable in their skin and all that stuff. But if you are really good at acting, really good at voice acting, you know your audience so delectably well. Like, because this is the kicker. If you know exactly, and I mean exactly, who you are making content for, you can blow up with a debut on like your very first time, like making whatever it is that you're doing. But that is such a rare case. That's considered, quote unquote, lucky. That's what a lot of people consider to be luck. That is actually another piece of advice that I see a lot of people talk about. It's you see, I think someone else here was talking about this, right? Let me find it. Never be quiet. Oh, I fucked up. I fucked up. Ah. Not everything is 80 to 90% luck. If not, if simply luck consistent in the community something the content. It's definitely can nerd out about this business play. Everyone can do it. Just don't give up. Mama. This is something that, oh my gosh, so many people argue with me about. Like, so many people argue with me about this when I talk about luck. Oh God, I've been quiet. Oh no, my viewership's dropped. No, but seriously, put a fucking toaster. No, I'm just kidding. So, luck. I used to say back in the day that luck didn't exist, luck doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. That, and I was wrong. I was wrong. Luck does exist, but not in the way that you might think it does. Your eyes have the brightness of a sunrise. Every time you smile, you brighten my day as if it were most special. Thanks! I tried my best. Thanks! So... How do I explain this in a way that's not gonna get me canceled? Okay, I got it. I have the formula. I have the secret success formula, and I'm gonna write it in a PDF, and I'm gonna charge $50 for it. I'm kidding. But like, I'm milking the ad revenue right now. Okay, so I was wrong about luck. Luck does exist. However, let me shift your perspective a little bit with the word luck. I feel like luck is just not the right word to call this. I feel like luck should be changed to opportunity. I know that sounds really crazy. I'll explain it in a second. Just give me a moment. Opportunity. In order to become lucky, you have to put yourself in a position to be lucky. Sounds counterintuitive, right? Like you're like, come on, Mari, that doesn't make any sense. But think about it for a second. Come with me. Iron Mouse. She is the most subscribed streamer on Twitch. A lot of people would say that's lucky because she was someone who started doing this early on, and like, sure, I will say that part of being lucky is being somewhere in the right time, the right place. However, just because she was one of the early ones doesn't necessarily mean that that's why she blew up. I streamed a little bit after Iron Mouse. I am not the most subscribed streamer on Twitch, nor have I grown in the same way as she did. Does that mean I'm unlucky? Not necessarily. I've gotten some pretty, what I would say, lucky breaks. And the reason for that is because I put myself in different opportunities to get lucky, just like she did. What I can't say for what Iron Mouse did specifically, since I'm not her. I don't have her analytics. I don't really like have her content strategy. everything down, but I have a pretty good idea of what she did. What I did, though, what I can tell you based off of my history is that I grew and I got lucky by noticing an opportunity and taking it. The opportunity that I had noticed was, remember why I uploaded tutorials. It's because I got annoyed from people asking me way back in the day when I first started how to do this VTuber thing. And I got so annoyed by it, I uploaded a video. That video blew up. It blew up. I got so many views from it, and I realized this is an opportunity. There are people who are looking for this type of content. Okay. Let's see what I can do with this. I see people are still struggling. I'm reading the comments. People are struggling with this now. Okay, I see someone is struggling with how to find 3D assets. I made a video on that. Boom, I got a lot of stuff. And then I started looking on Twitter, and I noticed that a lot of people were talking about how they just feel like they have to like copy everyone to become big. So I made a video talking about that because I saw that there were people interested in that topic. I saw an opportunity, and guess what? That's one of my most biggest viewed videos. It's, what's it called? What did I call it? Something mistakes as a VTuber. My biggest mistake in VTubing or something like that, when I talk about like the comparison and stuff. That is what people would consider lucky. I put myself in a position to be lucky. If I had never uploaded those videos, well, none of you would probably even know about my existence. I'm sure one of the videos that you've seen on YouTube is what got you to find me and to find this stream, right? Or if you want, or for an example, I got raided by another streamer and you found me through that. If I had never streamed, then that person who raided me would have raided somebody else. That's considered luck. I streamed. I made videos that I saw people having interest in and talking about. I put that content out there. If it blows up, okay. And if it doesn't, at least I made it so that way it's given an opportunity to potentially blow up. You get lucky by doing things to make yourself lucky. That's why I say I don't like to call it luck, because that's why I always said like, oh, I don't believe luck exists. What I actually meant by that was, it's not like the algorithm randomly picks, all right, boop, you're famous now. Get fucked, eat, get dogs, haha. No, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, like, that's how some people really believe luck is on this platform, and it's not true. You streaming and making content is just an opportunity for someone else to discover you. However, you should not be relying on that. And I used to remember that really negative friend I mentioned earlier. This person would constantly say, if a big streamer could just raid me, then I'll finally have a chance to like grow and make people like really find me. And I was like, that's not how it works. I remember when I got raided by Chibidoki like a couple years ago, and I had like over 1,000 viewers watching me. A lot of them left, and I had like around 700 viewers. It was like an insane amount of people. I don't know about you, but there ain't 700 people in here right now. Because as it turns out, I didn't impress them. Nothing that I was doing resonated with them. To be perfectly frank, they weren't really vibing with me. That's okay. I was given an opportunity to impress a certain amount of people. It didn't work. Doki's content is pretty far from your content. Exactly. Yes, exactly. And that's why it didn't work. Now, if another creator who makes similar content to me were to raid me, then maybe those people might want to watch me, but I'm still not that other creator that they were watching. It's no guarantee. It's the same equivalent as having a debut. It's just marketing, baby. It's just exposure. And hey, if only one person ended up liking me after, that's a win. Yay! I have a new friend. Hello, hi. That's great. You did it. You did it. You got lucky. You got lucky. That's great. But not everyone views it that way. A lot of people are like, oh, nothing happened. I suck as a streamer. I'm such a failure and I should just give up because now I write it in a journal. Write it in a journal. That's not how reality is. I think, at least from my experience, true success and why creators become more successful than other people, it's not because you had a really fancy model with big boobies that are jiggling around. It's not because you are friends with big creators. It's not because you spent all this money on like a fancy debut, right? Yes, that stuff can all help, but the reality, after doing this for as long as I have, is confidence. I know, you're probably thinking consistency, right? You're probably thinking I was going to say consistency. No. This is the last piece of advice that I want to talk about that I think is bad. Consistency. Oh my God, she said it. Consistency. Oh my God. What do you mean? Consistency is bad advice, Mari. You've been saying to be consistent for years. Did you know that tiger's piss smells like butter popcorn? Nature is wild. Anyways, have a good day. You will never hear of me again. Farewell. Well, bye, Neko Looter. That's, wow. Looter, I just met her. Interesting. I am consistently inconsistent with my consistently consistent. No, it's true. Consistency is not good advice. Because I forgot what I wanted to say. I was too distracted thinking about tiger piss. I'm so sorry. Oh God. I'm gonna drink some water with that one. Oh. Use code Mari from my new Gamer Subs flavor tiger piss. I'm just kidding. It tastes like popcorn. No, but for real. Okay. Why is consistency bad advice? Because it goes back to the whole streaming for long hours, right? If all you're doing is just streaming for really long hours, that's consistent, right? But it's not like the right consistency. It's like when you take pancake batter and you just keep mixing it and then you overmix it and the consistency is not right. I mean, you did the thing, you stirred it like you're supposed to, but you stirred it for too long. You stirred it for too long and now the consistency's all fucked up and now you're gonna have some weird lumpy pancakes. Congratulations. That's kind of how it is for like content. Something that really helped me was reading this book called Atomic Habits. It is, I'm gonna be honest, it is one of the most like neurotypical books you can read. So if you are neurodivergent, maybe read the spark notes of it or come join my membership and I will explain Atomic Habits to you because I'm gonna be talking about it in our members only stream on Sunday. But to kind of quickly summarize Atomic Habits, there is an excerpt where the author is saying how you should strive every single day to become 1% better than you were yesterday. This can be applied to your streams, your YouTube videos, your shorts. We can't read, that's too much effort. That's based. Actually, that's pretty base, I'm not gonna lie. Any of those self-help books, miss folks who are neurospicy? Yes. I have a couple. I really like the How to ADHD book a lot. It's actually a really great self-help book. And that book also kind of talks about the 1% better rule, but a little bit differently. It talks about pretty much what I've been doing this whole stream for you is it's okay. Let me explain the 1% rule first before I explain the neurospicy way, okay? Because otherwise I don't want to overwhelm you. So the 1% rule, the idea behind it is everything that you are doing today, you can improve on tomorrow. You don't have to do all of it. You can take one thing. That's why it's called the 1%. So today, for example, I originally wanted this stream to be a little bit more polished and professional. I really didn't want to have to do my stream like this, where I'm just showing you the comments. Oh God. Okay, so I didn't want to have to show you my comments like this. I actually wanted to be right here and have my little comments pop up. Like I was gonna do this really cool like stream tech thing where I was gonna have the comments pop up like this. It's gonna be nice and fancy. But I have been in bed all day. I actually had to leave work early today because I was in so much pain. I had to lay down. I would show you a photo of my stomach right now because I had a hot water ball on it for a couple hours. It is completely red and blistered, but I don't want to show you my tummy because it actually looks kind of fucked up right now from it. That's how much pain I've been. I almost canceled stream. That's how much pain I was in. But I told myself I always cancel stream when this happens. And like the 1% thing that I wanted to do today was, even if it's not perfect, I can still do this stream. Even if my throat is still kind of deep and scratchy right now because I'm still healing from TwitchCon, I can still do this stream. It's still going to be a very helpful stream for people. There are people who've been looking forward to this. And I can definitely do this. I feel better now. I'm not in pain right now. If I was, I would have ended the stream early. I'm okay. I gave myself all day to just rest and relax and take special medications and stuff, and like I'm okay. If I were to do this again, this type of stream, which if you want me to do this type of stream, please leave a comment down below. For my VOD watchers, thank you, VOD watchers. I would want to do that little idea that I told you. Like, I'd want to have the comments pop up on stream because I know how to do it. I just didn't have time to do it today, you know? But next time, that 1% better is to have those fun little pop-ups. Is that going to make somebody suddenly watch my video and get millions of views? Not necessarily, no. But it makes me proud of my content. It makes me feel like I did something better. I did something new. And it looks clean. It looks nice. It looks really professional. And like, I want to do that. That is the concept of 1% better. Now, let me explain it to you in the neurospicy way, the neurodivergent way. Perspective shifting. Instead of me viewing this stream as a failure because I couldn't do it, let's be honest, I'm kind of doing it a little janky. This is a little scuffed. But instead of viewing this as like, this stream sucked, like, I couldn't do the thing that I wanted to because I spent all day bed rotting like usual. Instead of viewing it like that, how I want to view it is, hey, you did get out of bed today. You got out of bed and you streamed. You got to talk, you said your piece, and you know what? You helped someone today. Like I'm reading chat right now. You helped someone today. You did it. You accomplished what you wanted to do. Was it done exactly how you wanted it to be? No. But the end result is that you did it. Now tomorrow, instead of feeling bad about yourself, you can say, hey, I did it, which is better than what I used to do. which was just not to do the stream, which was just to continue to bed rot. That's the neurodivergent way. The neurodivergent way is it's a perspective shift. It's because a lot of us who are neurodivergent, we view failure as like it like defines us, because we've been told all our life that we are lazy, we're incompetent, we're stupid because we're stuttering, we can't talk, or we're not talking enough because we're disassociating, we're spacing out, we're thinking about what we want to say, we can't articulate our thoughts, and like we have been given so many labels of who we are. But these are not our labels. These are labels that other people who are judgmental, who don't understand us, give us, and we hold that. So the 1% rule applies in the sense of perspective. Instead of viewing the things that you did based off of other people's beliefs with what they told you, you were viewing it in the sense of your own beliefs of like, hey, I did something. That is, you streaming is better than the people who sit and bitch on Twitter all day because you actually went live. Did you stream to a bunch of people? No, but you actually went live compared to the people who just bitch. That is 1% better. That is 1% better. That is the 1% better rule. And you did it. You know? So that's why I think consistency is not the best advice in the whole world, because I feel like it's not the complete answer. I feel like consistency should be about improving your content. That is the 1% rule. That is the perspective rule. Hey, I streamed today. Okay, let's reflect. How did it go? I didn't stream to anybody. Okay. Instead of feeling bad about myself to stream to nobody, let's review the footage. I don't like how my voice sounded in this. I spaced out too much, okay? What can I do to help myself not space out? Maybe I should write some things down to like talk about on stream. Oh, I sucked at this game. This game was making me mad. Maybe I don't play this game next time. Oh, there's one good moment here. Oh, I kind of liked that. I remember that. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just make it into a clip. Fuck the editing. Let's literally just clip it and just post it. Whatever. Congratulations. You just got 1% better. You took a piece of clip from that footage and you posted it. If it does well, awesome. We can learn from that later on. If it doesn't do well, we can still learn from that. We can figure out why. Instead of blaming ourselves, instead of saying, I can't do it, I'm not worth it, let's think to ourselves, okay, this clip didn't pop off. That's okay. Maybe one day it'll get lucky, the right time and opportunity, and who knows, it'll blow up later on. If not, okay, let's see why didn't it blow up. Let's look at the analytics. No one clicked on it. Easy. Boom. That means title and thumbnail. Let's change that up. Oh, I see some people are clicking on it, but they're not watching it long enough. Okay. Then maybe, oh, I see why. Oh, this like 60-minute clip, there was like 20 seconds of it. I just wasn't talking. And that's when people clicked off. If you like the things that I'm saying, what I'm going over right now is content strategy. This is what I do for like how do I say my consultations. This is what I do. I sit down with people and I go over these metrics with people, and I'm all about perspective shifting. I'm not the kind of person who writes a fucking PDF or some kind of line that's, okay, follow this. All right, you didn't grow. Oh, that sucks. Thanks for the money. No, my whole goal for why I make these content and why I do my own consultations is perspective shifting and having people understand why something is and is not working. And this is something that I'm actually going to be introducing to my YouTube members. So if you're on my YouTube membership, tune into this members stream on Sunday, because I am going to be breaking down a VTuber's concept that I'm actually going to be uploading a poll for, because there's 4 VTubers that I want to sit down and study with all of you, and I'm going to have you all vote for it. And we're going to talk about why this particular VTuber is doing as well as they are. So this is the kind of stuff that I like to do. In case if you're ever wondering why I don't upload sometimes, if I'm not super insecure and unconfident about myself, or if I'm just bed rotting, usually what I'm doing is I'm sitting down and I'm strategizing. I'm watching a lot of like content and strategizing why things are working and why they're not. I read a lot of books, I did a lot of research. I've done my own testing now at this point, and I have like some theories about some stuff that I'm still testing. And I finally feel confident enough to share my findings with all of you, because I feel like this stuff is working. Now, that doesn't mean I'm paywalling it. I'm not like the PDF guy, right? I'm still going to share this stuff for free like I am today. But what I want to do with the members is that I'm letting them vote on who I study, and then we're going to have a little class session on it. And then I'm going to chop all that up and make a public video out of it. So don't worry, you still get to find out about my findings and all my fun little tidbits for free. But for members, they get access to it first, and they get to choose who we study. Can we vote on Mari Yume? I mean, I already kind of give that information for free anyways. But I could talk a bit more about myself, like in my own content choices and why I make the choice. I mean, that's kind of what the member videos are about a lot of the times. So, you know, depending on what tier of a member you are, I do make videos about that. And the reason why I don't post those publicly all the time is because sometimes I share really personal information that I don't like. I don't know. I feel kind of weird just making a public video about it just off the wall. Like, I don't know. I'm embarrassed by some of the stuff that I talk about. Sometimes if I feel confident, I'll make it public. Otherwise, it kind of just stays in the members for those who give a shit about it. Sometimes I make them public. Sometimes I keep them private for members. It's out there if you want it. So, yeah. But I do make a lot of my content for free. My member stuff will eventually be free in like a highlighted version. But if you want to sit down for all the nitty gritty detailed discussions, that's what that's for. It's for you guys. Because normally I sit here alone off stream and I just do it. And I was thinking to myself, fuck that. Why not just share it with all of you and like actually show you my process on how I go about studying content? How about I actually show you how I go about making thumbnails and like actually sit here through the process of that? Then I just do what I normally do, which is I record all of it and then I make a public video of it. But you get to sit there and be in the recording process this time. So that's the new thing that I wanted to announce, by the way. I'm a nerd. This is my calling. What time on Sunday? It's gonna be in the morning. So for my European watchers, you will be very pleasantly surprised that it'll be in the morning. And plus, the perks of it being a membership version as well is that you get to ask me questions. Whereas once for those who are not members, when you watch the public version, you don't get to ask me questions live. That's kind of the perks of it, you know. That's the difference. So don't feel bad for anyone who can't join the members. You're still gonna get the content for free. It's just gonna be a little bit, you know, later after I edit it. So yeah, so don't feel like bad that I'm gonna gatekeep stuff, because I'm not. You'll see it eventually. Just members get to vote. Members get early access, and members get to ask questions. And I think that's fair for all the support that you all give me. So yes, this is a new thing I wanted to announce for all of you. I'm actually doing it. I'm doing it. So yes, with that being said, if you had any other questions that I haven't gotten to with advice, because I'm gonna be honest, there is so much amazing like comments on here that I didn't even get a chance to address, that if you want me to make another stream like this, then I totally can, like, going over more VTuber advice. I kind of picked the ones that were more relevant to me personally, like stuff that I have been told when I first started VTubing and stuff that I kind of like told people too. Because there's some other stuff on here that I've been seeing and I have seen VTubers talk about, but I've never like thought about it all too much. So yeah, I'm glad that people are sharing their own experiences, because this stuff is, it's fascinating to me. It's fascinating how, like, there is so much good advice out there, yet a lot of it can either be misconstrued with the bad advice, or some of this advice only works for people who have the resources or who are lucky in the sense of seeing an opportunity, recognizing the opportunity, and taking that opportunity. And honestly, again, a lot of this comes down to confidence. Confidence. Some of the most successful creators that I've talked to, it's not about like, I watched 100 VTubers and studied their content for an entire year. No, like, I've actually asked people, I've asked successful creators how. Their response to me was confidence. You have to be confident. You have to. You have to be confident in yourself. Because a stream like this, I know I'm going to get teared in the butt for. I know people are going to sit there and they're going to judge me and they're going to be like, Mari, your advice sucks. I'm going to be like, yeah, I know. But you know what? At least I gave it. Confidence. Have confidence. You need to have confidence in yourself. It's true. There's a reason why Korone has always been my Kamiyoshi. She really had it down way back in the day. She really did. But it is such great advice. Like, that is the best advice that I could ever give to you, because it's the best advice that's ever been given to me. Have confidence. Baka. But yes, with that being said, everybody, I don't want to keep you here all too long. Oh, wait a minute. Please explain what confidence is without using the word confidence. I would love to do that right after this segue from our sponsor. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Did she just give us hand-me-down? Why don't you hand-me-down these nuts? Okay, no, but seriously. Confidence? Without saying confidence. What does confidence mean? Confidence is the psychological ability to be able to do the things that you want to do without the fear of being judged by other people. Confidence, in a way, is psychological, spiritual, and mental freedom of the brain worms that encapsulate you. It's the demon that talks in your head. It's the negative self-talk, the shadow version of yourself, the insecurities. It's being able to confront all of that head on and still do the things that make you feel like you are living a fulfilling life. I bet you weren't expecting that, right? It's not like I just stole that from someone. I just made that up in my head, because that's how I believe confidence is. I think confidence goes hand in hand with courage. I think that the two C's really shape your success, because if you're too scared to say what's on your mind, I mean, no one's ever gonna know how you really feel. Now, that doesn't mean you should just start yapping some really mean shit all the time and start spewing nonsense, but like, you should believe in yourself and your ability to perform. That's confidence. And with that, everybody, I need to go walk Miss Mochington because she is borking and she's very upset and angry. So, being able to do what you want without worrying about being judged or feeling scared, in other words. Yes, exactly. Oh God, now Hopper's meowing. All right, with that being said, everybody, thank you so much for watching. And I hope that this advice talk could make you feel a little bit more inspired, 1% better, a little perspective shift to want to try something new. Try that idea that you've had in your head that you've wanted to do, that you just kept waiting a moment for. Go do that thing. I hope that this could encourage you to want to do that and take what resonated with you and leave the rest behind. It's not like you have to take all this advice and hold it to you, and if it doesn't work, then I'm a fucking asshole. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. And with that, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting me and continuing to support this channel. And remember, everything reminds you of something. Bye, everyone!